was really good.
All right, so we're day three on the government shutdown, and as you can see on my slide here, what's the effect? Set, good, bad, indifferent. It's no substantial change in the last two shutdowns. Now, this one's got some interesting things to go with it. I know that, but when you look at what this is 2012, and this was the year before the shutdown. And then this next one here is 2013, same time period during that shutdown. So in 2012, we had 1,076 listings. And then the next year, we had 1,206 listings come on board during that same period of time. I want to say that was October 1 as well. The pendings were 903, the pendings were 827. So we had a little surge in the listings and a downswing in the pendings. I did also look at, and I realized it wasn't substantial enough to really make a big difference to do more slides on it. I said, well, what about the days before? Like we were down 17 days in the 2012. So I did the 17 days before the shutdown, thinking, well, maybe if it was in the year, maybe that would show a difference rather than a year over year, because you could have economy and stuff like that. And year over year and week over week, it was only like the week before the 17 days before the shutdown in 2013, we had 77 more listings during that time period. And on the pendings, it was down. It was a few more pendings, but like 50 in all of Northern Virginia, our market area. So that's what I was marking at. So we're not seeing a substantial change. The difference in this one, I think, is that, of course, the federal government's already been going down a path of staff reduction. So the last two here, year before it shut down, this was 1718, and the year before there was 1,526 new listings, 1,310 pendings, and then the year of the shutdown, which I was moving during that time period, 1,494 new listings versus 1,316 pendings. So it's not like, oh no, it shot up 5, 10% or something, or shot down five. It was just substantial enough, I think, to reflect the uneasiness in the marketplace. So what I say, houses are where the
Jobs
jobs
go.
go at night.
Jobs go.
Okay. So I think it's important to take a look at, well, we've got this shutdown, but what's been going on as far as the job force. This is Stephen Fuller's. He just released this in September. If you check your email, I sent a link to this whole report. These are just a few of the slides I picked out. So the labor force for the whole Washington region is down 1% for the whole labor. This is not the employment, it's just the labor force itself. So we've edged down a little bit there. And this one shows the unemployment rate. I think this is pretty substantial. The 2.7 here is December 2024, and it has been, and we're now up to 4% for the Washington region so far. And I don't think it's completely over. Word has it that what the White House may do during this time period is make some decisions that, since Congress isn't there to talk it through, they're not afraid that they're going to run into any pushback. So maybe that's what will get everybody back to the table if he threatens that. I don't know. And then I just wanted to pinpoint a little bit closer on that chart so you can see it closer. This was the upsurge, obviously, during COVID, came down to 2% in 23. We were at 2.7 in December 24, and now we're at 4%. So unemployment. Then this is federal employment. So we definitely are seeing a downswing of about 27,000 jobs in the Washington region. So we have a share of that, not all of it, in Northern Virginia. And real estate's local, so you have to just see, well, what's going to happen. So we definitely are seeing the shift already we don't have as many multiples as we did before, but we're still having multiples. Now we didn't have, we'll see what happens the next few weeks. I mean, I hope this doesn't last to 30 days like it did last time. But um, I think the ones that are, whichever side you're on, I think they realize we can't keep this going on. And so we'll see what happens. Uh,
Anthony, I think the interesting thing, the last time when we had what, 33 days, it was over the Christmas holidays.
yeah, it was.
Versus now we have it during depending upon how long it is, it's during the back half of the fall market. So
Right.
there's obviously more transactions historically in October than there are in late December,
Yeah.
early January. So we'll have to see what, if any, impact it has.
Interesting. Someone was asking me yesterday, what do you think is going to happen with the spring market? I think, and this is just Anthony economics. Okay. I'm not an accountant, attorney, or economist. Just observed 30 markets in this DC area and gone through like four shutdowns. I think we're going to see next spring. I think the public around the DC area will understand the market is what the market is. I'm going to go buy something now. I think we're going to have an uptick next spring. I think what we're seeing right now is a little bit of pullback. Remember the charts I did a little while back. Our listings are up 30%. Our sales are exactly the same year to date as they were last year and the year before that. They're still at 11 or 12,000. They're not changing.
No.
But I think what's going to happen is by next year, we'll probably have a little bit lower rate on the mortgages, but I think there's going to be some pent up demand. Okay, we lived a year of this. Now we know what to expect, and we'll see what happens after that. And remember, I think September 30 was the date that the deadline people had to take the buyouts. I got a few friends. They left early. They were going to retire anyway, and they decided to leave early. And because I'm getting paid till the end of December, then I'm going to make up my mind what I'm going to do, whether I'm going to retire here or go somewhere else. So that's going on as well. That's why I think next spring, I really think, mark my words, all right? It's October the 3rd. Anthony said we're going to have a great spring. So I'm going to write that down. I said it. Let's see what happens. Beginning, because we know when the spring market begins in Northern Virginia. When is it?
Late January, early
Yeah,
February.
it's January. It's January. We'll know by
Yeah.
January what's going to happen. I think that's all I have on those right there as far as the slides are concerned. What are y'all seeing? What are you hearing? What are people saying?
I have a listing that came on the market last Friday. And then I did the open house.
Hmm.
It's the first time in my life, not a single soul show up.
Last
And
Friday?
yeah, and then we did Saturday. And nobody show up on Saturday too. Nobody.
Hmm.
I says, there is something. On Sunday, Rashana did, there is 10 people came. And there was no schedule showing. The house is pretty nice, pretty good. They spent 80,000 to do that kitchen. And then starting from yesterday is back to back booked after the shutdown. So I don't
Huh.
even know. It's
Yeah.
back to back booked now. I don't
So
even know make sense out of that.
everybody should go Google if they don't know what this means. Correlation is not causation. So
Yeah.
any of the stuff that we may be hearing, a lot of it's going to be anecdotal. Um, lack, fewer showings, or that may not have anything to do with shutdown because you have to consider what kind of market environment we've had already.
Hmm.
This probably doesn't, on balance, if it goes longer, it's probably not that helpful because it creates more doubt and uncertainty, which causes people to freeze, status.
Right.
But
And
until
even since
proven,
the last shutdown, we have so much more ability to share information than what we did before. I mean, that was 17, 18. Social media was flying pretty high even back then, but now there's just so many ways to get, and what is it? What you focus on expands. So people are going to get more and more scared. Virginia, the University of Virginia said by the end of the year, we will have lost 9,000 jobs. So even though we're seeing down 27,000, I'll put this back up here.
Thank you for
Even though we're
sharing that,
seeing
Anthony. Yep.
down 27,000 in federal jobs, to only have a prediction of being down 9,000 for the whole state tells me if you look at what's coming in, there's still jobs coming in. So, and also the federal job pool is not as big a portion of the pie anymore. It used to be like 60, 70%. It's under 40% now. So that big portion is the one that's affected. And again, this chart here is all of Washington region. It's 27,000 DC, Maryland, Virginia. What we're most interested in for us, selfishly, is where is it with Northern Virginia, the Beltway area, Loudoun, Prince William County, and what will happen for that group. But Virginia, from the University of Virginia, saying we'll be down 9,000 by the end of the year. So that's why I said in my email, we're still in a strong market. We still have strong employment. 96% are working, 4% are not. But anytime you look at unemployment data, you're always going to have 2 to 3% unemployment, and that's just the crossover. So that's the difference that we're going to see. What comments are you getting from any of your clients, sellers, buyers?
Well, I am currently not working with any active buyers per se, so I'm not hearing anything. I'm working with sellers. I have a listing that today has been 30 days on the market, and I'm freaking out a little bit. Um, but what I'm hearing, what I have done this past week is I went back to the 6 months worth of sold homes around my listing and contacted every single buyer's agent or an agent that sells predominantly in the area. And I'm getting a huge response from agents that are saying, I wish I had a buyer right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
And it's this, if you look at the numbers, it's not a buyer's market, but the psychology of it is.
Yeah, and I'm talking about big agents, right?
Yeah.
Like bigger agents that have been in business for quite some time and they're still in business. We're not talking about, onesie choosy that will sell, a listing here and there. We're talking about agents that are in production saying, I wish I had a buyer right now for this,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm settling my buyers now. Like I have buyers, we're getting good deals.
Well, that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of buyers are not understanding, and I am baffled by why they're waiting. I don't understand. I mean, the concept of having more choices to me, if I was a buyer, this would be the time that I will be looking because I have so many more choices and I can pick the home that I like the most and go for it and have a home inspection and appraisal contingency and all the other stuff. So I am very puzzled of why buyers are sitting on the fences with the
Hmm.
interest rates when the interest rates have come down. I guess according to Scott's maybe um, emails, it didn't really cause, or was it that or something else that I saw maybe from Bright MLS? It didn't really cause a lot more activities. Although,
Hmm.
I heard glimpses of like, I got, I sold it this or it went under contract this weekend, but I'm seeing tons of listings sitting, including mine. And, I'm kind of looking at the local, like the boundary, the school boundaries per
Hmm.
se versus
Yeah.
overall. What are you guys seeing, Scott? Maybe you have a better understanding, Scott or Anthony, anybody. What are the averages right now for homes in Fairfax County
I mean,
that on the market?
Days on the
on
market.
Wednesday, let's see,
33.
830 active houses under 2 million, no condos, no builds, no new builds. Average median is 32 days, average is 50.
Okay. Yeah.
The
You said
50%
under what price? What price point that
under
was?
under 2
2
million.
million.
Yeah.
Anything under 2 million?
Yeah.
That's everything under 2 million, no condos, no new builds.
So you
Yeah.
said average was what?
33 days.
32 days median, 50 days average, and the 50% of active above that 32-day median are at 80,
Yeah.
86 or 88. So, and that's pretty, I mean, that number has been fairly static going back 2 or 3 months. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The it's crept up a little bit, but I mean, that's, and same thing with, the active level and the weekly contract numbers. They're not that much different looking back. So clearly, and this goes to you talking to agents that, bigger names, which have the ability to attract some buyers that just, well, I'm going to call them because I've heard their name, and them saying, hey, I don't have any buyer clients. That's another indicator that, people are not reacting to rates coming down, depending on how you look at it, 0.5%.
Mm-hmm.
Leading up to the Fed September meeting and on the 17th.
Yeah.
And now we're in 2 weeks after, and we're still having this roughly the same number of houses go under contract each week. So we're not seeing any boost to
Right.
buyer activity.
Can y'all see this table on my screen here?
Yeah.
The bright table.
Yep.
On the right side, it says showings. So Fairfax County year over year is up almost 10%. So they're out there, and this is only tracking showing time. So if people have combo boxes, we're not seeing it. And this doesn't count on the open houses. Another whole county is Loudon. Let's see what they're saying. They're up 26%. And this is substantial. When you're saying in the thousands, to be up 26% is pretty big. Prince William County down 2.7. Smaller counties I don't look at so much. In DC, down 3.8. Prince George's down 7. Montgomery County up 14% on the showings. So the showings is where it starts. And then, you look at what's going on with the price drops. Fairfax County, of the ones that are active, 12% have had a price drop. And compared to a year ago, that's 2.5%. That means they've gone down 2.5 percentage points. That's what that means. So they've gone from 100%, they would have gone down to 97.5. Okay. Fredericksburg, not the big ones. Arlington, about 10% that are active have had a price drop. And then Loudoun County, 10% that are active. And then Prince William County, 14% that are active have come down. So, to Anya's point, I think the message right now for us folks is like, we need to be calling our database and say, look, I know you love your house. That's great. Who do you know that wants to buy right now? Because right now, those rates have come down a tad. They're on the market a little bit longer, but this is all going to blow over. I'm telling you, the shutdown is going to blow over. We know that. Okay. And when it does, if the rate comes down in conjunction with that, we're going to be even tighter on the market, and there'll be this flurry. I'm hoping November, December, there'll be a flurry. But we have to push with our database against those people that say, well, we're just going to wait and see. When you wanted the lower interest rates, when you wanted more houses to look at, when you wanted to have a good negotiation, this is it, but they just don't know it. They don't see it. They don't see it they'll see it later. Wow, I wish I'd done something in November, and it's February and there's no houses again.
Well,
So
I think part of it too.
What's that?
Part of it too probably is, unfortunately, like Anya said earlier, all the big agents are seeing this and asking, but the big agents are a very small percentage. The vast majority of agents have never been through this and have no idea what they're doing, so they don't know to tell their clients this. So they don't know how to talk to their buyers about how great of an opportunity this is, because they don't know how to deal with this kind of market because they've never done it.
The other thing that's going to go away that you have a confluence right now that I don't think we've had in 23 or 24. You've had rates that have come down, a fair amount. We have a lot more inventory on the market because buyers are taking much longer to make a decision. The third element that we have now that won't be here in January, February is, from a buyer perspective, seasonality. you're a seller and you're sitting in mid-October, late October, and an offer comes in, you got to be thinking to yourself, hey, if we don't work out a deal with these folks, when is the next offer going to come in? And at some point, I got to start thinking about buyers who haven't found anything are going to turn things off through the holidays, and the folks that are saying, I need a new home, but they're going to start after the holidays.
Yeah.
That seasonality goes away as you enter January and February when people start thinking, okay, this is the start of the spring market.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another reason I think buyers have more potential leverage now than
Right.
certainly they had in the last 2 years.
I would say on that note, looking at these prices here, because I'm hearing from several agents, well, they're arguing back with this buyer. They don't want to come down. They don't want to give all the stuff up. A couple of things to say. The same thing's going to happen for you, Mr. and Miss Seller, with the house you're going to buy. So even though you might come down 4 or 5% here, the one you're going to buy is going to come. It is relative. A. B. Even if you come down 4 or 5%, you bought this house 8 years ago. This is the highest this house has going to sell. It's the highest ever. So I appreciate you don't want to come down. Where are we? Let's say Fairfax County. You're at 735. Okay. So you're at 735 and they wanted to buy it for 725. 725 is the highest this house has ever sold for. Am I wrong on this? Am I being unrealistic? I think it's real. And so I'm losing $10,000. I thought you bought it for 490. We're not going to 480.
Well, and if nobody's going to pay you 735, and let's say you've been on the market for 40 days and you're listed at 735,
right?
The chances that someone's going to offer or agree to 735 are vanishingly small. So you're really not losing any money. In that scenario, you'd be damn stupid from a business perspective not to accept 725.
Yeah. Because they're not going from 735 to 699 unless you drop the price first. Okay. And we know that, and you've seen my numbers where the ones that did drop their price and finally sold, they're coming down like 4 or 5%. Mostly it's in the 4% range. There are those that are selling above. They're still selling for 2 and 3% above. And then there's a whole bunch that are selling at. So we're not in the free fall. We're not in a free fall here. So those are some of the dialogues I think you can use with your peeps. Say, look, this is the highest this house has ever sold for. Unless you bought it last year, you're going to make some pretty good dollar here, some good bank to make that happen.
I don't want to be the fly in the ointment, but
go for it.
With all those federal workers also getting fired or accepting early retirement, there's also a host of contractors that have lost their contracts. We're seeing, we're talking with clients that need to sublease their space because their contracts have been clawed back. And so in addition to all the federal workers, that are affected, also the contractors are affected, and that's an even greater number.
Yeah. And just to introduce you, Sarah Paul, she is one of our commercial realtors. And so she's seeing the business part of it. So jobs are where the houses go. I mean, houses are where the jobs go at night. She's seeing the jobs say, we need to check on that because we're having a reduction in force, or business is not as great as it was. I can't extend my lease, those types of things. So she's seeing it early on.
Even contractors that have a solid contract are thinking, I don't know if this contract's going to be here tomorrow. Mm-hmm. The way that things are going.
Right. And like I said, we'll see what happens these next few weeks. I mean, surely the Democrats will come back and say, okay, we can't let everyone go, and come back and get back to the table. Hopefully that's what will happen. Looks like nothing's going to happen today. But the last I saw was Monday, Tuesday. All right, let's get back to the table. Let's talk this thing through and satisfy it. I heard someone commenting.
So for me, I'm working with a few buyers. So even though last time the Fed cut their rate, the interest rate actually raised. So my buyers are waiting when the interest rate will drop. That's so ridiculous. And also, I'm negotiating the listing agent like for like whole 4 days, back and forth and back and forth.
Yeah.
It's just hard.
Yeah.
Buyers want to see tons of homes before they make a decision. Once they like a home, they would like to, reduce the price or asking for concession or any other stuff. But when sellers hesitating, it's just taking time. Buyers are not ready to move on.
I mean, and that's a really good point. And that's where you say, well, let me send you this freddiemac.com/PMMS. Why do you think I think the rates are going to come down to where? Well, I think they'll come down to 5 3/4. Well, they haven't been in 5 3/4 in,
Yeah.
look at that.
Fannie Mae, their September, I shared it this morning. I mean, they have mid next year, I think, 6.1.
Yeah.
And the end of 26 being 5.9 as their projection, which again, who knows if that'll be the case, but
right. September a year ago, they were at 6.08.
Yeah.
And then the last time they were at 6%, they were there in February 2nd, 2023. Let me tell you something. And this is the firm discussion you have with your clients. Because you will get I thought you were in my corner. I am in your corner. I'm watching this data. I'm telling you this is a good time to buy. The rates have come down, okay? But when they say, well, I'd like them to be at 6% again, then the 2 times in the last 2 years they were at 6%. And that's it. And when you see this go down to 5% or something, it's not good. It means we've lost a lot of jobs. The economy is tanking. That's why these go down like they do. Yeah. So right now we're at 6 1/3. Everyone got excited when this went up to 6 1/4, but they were on a downward turn since May. See, and they were coming down. June, July came down through the summer. They were making it down, but not such large increments that everyone's getting excited about it. But last week, 2 weeks ago, they hit 6 3/4. Now, FHA and Fannie Mae, I am seeing some in the under 6% range. And some people get afraid of that PMI. I'm like, you're getting a really good rate, even though you got PMI.
So you can get 30-year VA. You can get just under, depending upon the program and your qualifications. You're looking at 5.9 and change
for sure.
So,
if it's about the rate. Right now, it's the other conditions.
Exactly.
It's 30 days on the market, 50 days on the market. Prices are starting to yeah, Melissa, no.
No, exactly. That is my conversation with my buyers. It's like you can always refinance the home, but now we have a choice. We can negotiate with the seller. It's like if we wait until 5, this house you're looking at least $50,000 more. Do you want to be in that bid? So that's why I'm activating most of
in the negotiation for inspections.
Inspections, appraisal, financing, all of them.
Yeah.
I have a comment.
Yes.
Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
How is anybody else having challenges when you submit an offer and then the listing agent's not responding? Well, yeah, they're not responding. Or they're giving you the runaround.
Nelly's group, the most horrible group. It took them 5.
Well, don't say the name because I'm posting this on YouTube. Don't say the name. Don't say the name.
I got 1, 2. Megan said yes. Anybody else? Put a thumb up.
But what are you doing to help with
listing agents not getting back to you?
Come by my client's house.
There you go.
Where I will respond to every one of you.
3 out of this crowd. That's 10%.
I was too.
Okay.
Dealing.
I was dealing with a
pretty difficult. I was dealing with a difficult listing agent earlier this week.
God. Wasn't me, was it? Come on.
I'm just kidding.
Okay.
I wrote 2 offers. One of them, it took them 5 days even to acknowledge it. Even if I gave them what they ask, and the client, because they're so interested in that neighborhood, text, call, nothing. And then when I threatened to withdraw, that's when they ratified.
Yeah.
I mean,
And some, I mean, and the thing is it's that diverse, that not diversity. It's the dichotomy that's going on here where agents think they're still in the market from last year, and you're doing the smart thing as a buyer agent. And you're submitting the offer on Wednesday or Thursday, and the listing agent wants to wait till the open house.
I mean the
And that's
property.
just like you've checked out of what's going on in the market when you do that.
And then I kept on looking at their schedule. Nothing is scheduled. Okay, I said, let's
Right.
ask them. We're not going over. Let's give them asking price.
Mm-hmm.
There is no home inspection. There is no
But you know what I'm saying? I understand. They should just say that. Just say we're waiting till open house. When will the offers
exactly.
be
Say
reviewed? It's just
something.
communication. That's all we want.
Right.
And
That's it.
then, and on the other contract, what they do is, okay, we ask buyer's compensation. They literally, honestly, I could report them. They cancel out the buyer's whatever 2% I ask. They put
Yeah.
$7,000. Lender assistant cut the contract, separate the contract in two. They put their lender description, whatever the number, and then they said, "Oh, go ahead, ratify if you want to use that." So I just look at the numbers like, dang, I've 13 years I've
Yeah.
been benefit analyst for the federal government. I say, Nicole, pick up. Let's read this number. Where is this 15,000 your lender put in the contract come from? She said, "Oh, I lost my voice. I can't talk."
Yeah.
So
Okay. So I think what we have to do is to just push on them to find out, well, what other offers do you have? What do I
nothing.
do? And they're just in this mindset that something else will come up. Since I got one and it's only been on the market 3 days. Oh, good. I got a hot one here. Hot one being the listing. And what we have to do is like, I mean, I've had a case where, and I advised one agent to do this. I said, when it comes to Friday and they're waiting for Saturday, Sunday, I said, if your buyers are gutsy enough, sorry, we're removing our offer. And they did. And it still didn't sell over the weekend. Then they came back and wrote the offer again on Monday. And so I've done that. I had one where I said, this is our best offer. It's Saturday. I'm giving it to you. It's Friday. I'm giving it to you Friday this afternoon. We've written 8 offers. We're trying to get this done. You've got till tomorrow till 6. But I have open houses this weekend. I said, fine. This is the best offer they can offer. And we're leaving tomorrow at 6 to go look at properties on Sunday. That one, fortunately for us, they said, okay, we're going to go with you. But you have to give them a little bit of a fear of loss. The challenge is, will your buyer be game for that? Megan, go ahead.
I was just going to add that I've had this issue too with buyers is that you put in an offer, the seller's waiting for something better, they don't respond. And most recently, we went to go see a house, this particular buyer, and I asked the normal questions. Hey, are you putting a deadline? Do you have a lot of interest? Whatever. And they were like, oh, we have so much interest. We'll probably make a decision by Monday. Had clearly no offers in hand because when I went back to my clients, the buyers, and told them this, they're like, well, we don't want to compete. We'll keep looking. Found another home in the meantime. I got a call yesterday. This was 2 weeks ago. And she's like, oh, I shouldn't have said that because we are still on the market. We don't have any offers. And she's like, would your clients still be interested? And I was like, no, unfortunately, they're under contract on another home now.
Right.
So I think that that's the problem that we're dealing
Yeah.
with sellers agents is that they're hoping for a better offer. And even if they get the showings that statistically are still there, it doesn't equate to the offers. And so it's that missed what we've been in where like the multiple showings means you're going to get multiple offers. That's just not the case.
Yeah, I was talking with another agent. I don't see. Yeah, she's here. She can talk about it if she wants to. Plenty of showings. No one writing. And so I would submit on that one. Then you have to look at, okay, how do I make the deal richer for the buyer without bringing my price down? Because remember, bringing your price down reduces the proceeds for the seller. Let's say you're at 750, you bring it down 25 to 725. The seller's lost $25,000 or reduced their proceeds by 25. Or if you keep it at 750 and say we'll give you up to 3% closing cost, it's still the same thing for the seller, but now the buyer gets it in their pocket. So start working the deal.
Anthony, what about this? What about, I seen this on some Facebook blogs. What somebody did was they call it like a reverse offer. So
Yeah.
everybody that has shown the house say, this is what my client is willing to accept. What do you
I've
want to
done a
do?
reverse offer. That's a good one. You're about the third person I've heard that in the last week. Should I do a reverse offer? Yeah. If they keep coming to the house and they keep walking in, write up an offer from the seller perspective and send it over to the buyer agent. Say, would you be kind enough to show this to your buyer? Now, unlike the rules that we have when a buyer is submitting it to the seller, we've got that rule of you've got to submit all offers. But so the question is, well, do they have to submit it to the buyer? I don't know why they wouldn't.
Well, I just
Buyer
put it like kind of
shopping.
like an offer intent. So this is
Yeah.
what the terms are. I didn't
A
do like a full
letter of
offer,
intent.
but
Yeah, you could do
pretty
that. A
much,
letter of
yeah.
intent just to try to get the ball rolling. But when you see that when a letter of intent, it is signed off by everyone, and then you got to go do a contract. The good thing about a contract is they signed off and said, look, this is what I'm willing to do. And they're taking I don't know if you want to call it a risk, but all the other party has to do is sign it, initial it, boom, you're done. Versus talking about it. Hey, would they take it? Would they be okay with a home inspection? Would they take our offer? It was 700 instead of 735. Would they? Don't talk your
No.
way on the phone through the offer. Write the daggum thing down and get them to sign it.
Yeah.
Because then we've got something to get on the dance floor with. It's like, I wonder if she'll dance with me or she'll dance with me. I don't know. Go ask her if she'll dance with me. No, go ask her to dance with you. Okay. It's like, just do it. I'm sorry. Y'all saw my video on that one, right? Quit talking about it and sign it. So,
Just get dancing.
yeah.
Well, the other thing about always, putting something in writing is that it has the ability to avoid miscommunication that from one agent to the next about what a party is willing to do. Because it's one person removed. You put something in writing, whether it's in an email or in this case, we're talking about an offer. It's something that if the buyer ends up looking at it, okay, they're seeing the exact terms versus the agent saying, well, the agent called me and said this, this, and this.
Yeah. And then it's just up to the buyer to just sign it or initial it. Then you're done. You're ratified. Or cross something out or change something and send it back. So those are some of the things to keep in mind. What I'm hearing mostly out of this is I think we need to be on the horn, texting, calling, and saying, hey, how you guys doing? Love to hear about it. I'm going to put my realtor hat on now. This is such a good buyer market right now. It's buyer favorable. Do you know anyone that's been thinking about buying? Are your kids looking to buy now? Because I'm telling you, it's a good market to be purchasing right now. The rate's a little bit higher, but sellers have been on the market longer. They're softer. We're entering the end of the year, and they want to get it wrapped up before, Christmas or the end of the year or whatever. Just have that talk. And it kind of wakes up your database that, oh, there's something happening, percolating here that I'm not aware of. Okay. All right. Anything else going on?
No jobs report today for September because BLS is shut down. So
Yeah.
Fed's flying a little bit blind here for the October meeting. Hopefully, early next week we'll be back to government running.
Hopefully so.
Yeah.
I'm glad the post office is separate from that. It's like a snowstorm. All right. And I'm not making light of it or anything. I'm really not, but it's like, this is the time, they're home, they're doing things. I mean, right now I would submit, we've got, 3 more things coming up. We've got the food drive in October. Everyone's home. Call about the food drive. We've got the coat. Oh, no, not the food drive. We've got the Halloween costume drive. We've got the coat drive. We've got the pie day, and we've got the Toys for Tots coming up. This is a time because you're going to get a hold of them. They're going to pick up the phone because of the fact that you're calling. So good time to connect with everybody. And that's my encouragement is like, this is a perfect time to connect with everyone in your database. I'm going to do the same thing and send notes of encouragement if you know that they are out of work right now. Anything else?